The Krillian arena fell silent as the last echoes of Captain Zeth's death scream faded into the crimson-stained walls. The massive creature in the center of the pit, a devourer from the nightmare worlds of the Outer Rim, stood 12 feet tall, its obsidian carapace gleaming with the blood of 3 galactic champions. Its 6 eyes rotated independently, scanning for more prey, while acidic drool hissed against the metal floor. Ambassador Veltar of the Hegemony leaned forward in his viewing box, his tentacles writhing with satisfaction. "Magnificent," he whispered to his aide. "The humans will understand now why they must submit to our rule." The arena had been prepared specifically for this demonstration. Earth's first diplomatic contact with the galactic community had not gone as smoothly as the Hegemony had hoped. These strange bipedal creatures from the 3rd planet of an unremarkable yellow star had rejected every offer of protection and guidance the Hegemony had extended. They insisted on maintaining their independence, their primitive governments, their chaotic way of life. So the Hegemony had arranged this exhibition. 3 of their finest warriors, a Krillian shock trooper, a crystalline Vorthan guardian, and a psychic Etherian knight, had all fallen to the devourer within minutes. Each had been consumed alive, their screams broadcast across subspace to Earth's leaders. The message was clear: submit or face creatures far worse than anything your world has ever produced. The arena doors groaned open once more. The figure that walked through was utterly unremarkable by galactic standards. No armor, no energy shields, no genetic modifications, just a human female in a simple gray uniform, her dark hair pulled back in a practical ponytail. She carried no visible weapons, no technology that registered on any scanner. She was, by every measure the galaxy recognized, defenseless. The Devourer's 6 eyes fixed on her immediately. Its mandibles clicked in anticipation. Here was prey that wouldn't even provide sport. Just a quick snack before the real demonstration began. But then something unprecedented happened. The beast froze. Its massive form went rigid. Every one of its sensory organs focused on the small human walking calmly across the arena floor. The clicking stopped. The predatory movements ceased. For the first time in its genetically engineered existence, the Devourer experienced something it had no context for: uncertainty. The human stopped in the center of the arena, her hands clasped behind her back. She looked up at the creature with curious brown eyes, as if examining an interesting museum exhibit. "Hello there," she said quietly. Ambassador Veltar's tentacles stopped writhing. "What is it doing?" he hissed to his aide. "Why isn't it attacking?" The Devourer's head tilted, a motion that would have been almost comical if not for the creature's terrifying bulk. It took a tentative step backward. The human noticed the movement and tilted her head in mirror response. "You're scared," she observed, not accusingly, but with the tone of someone making a simple observation. "That's interesting. What are you afraid of?" In the viewing boxes above, alien dignitaries began to murmur among themselves. This wasn't in the script. The human should have been dead by now, her screams adding to the psychological warfare campaign against Earth. The Devourer tried to roar, to summon the berserker rage that had served it so well against the previous warriors. But the sound that emerged was weak, almost questioning. Its biological programming was screaming contradictory messages. Attack the prey. Flee from the predator. Attack the prey. Flee from the... You don't really want to hurt anyone, do you? The human continued, taking a step closer. The Devourer immediately backed away, its massive claws scraping against the arena floor. "They made you this way. Twisted you into something you were never meant to be." The creature's 6 eyes began to dim, the aggressive red glow fading to a confused amber. Deep in its genetically modified brain, suppressed memories began to surface. Memories of its original form, before the Hegemony's scientists had transformed it into an instrument of terror. "I know what that's like," the human said softly. "To be changed into something others wanted you to be. To lose yourself in the process." She was close enough now that the Devourer could have reached out and crushed her with a single swipe of its claws. Instead, it sank to its knees, bringing its massive head down to her level. The human reached out slowly, her small hand making contact with the creature's carapace. The Devourer shuddered at the touch, not with revulsion but with something like relief. "There you are," she whispered. "I can see you in there. The real you." Ambassador Veltar was on his feet now, his voice booming through the arena's speakers. "What are you doing? This is not part of the demonstration. The human looked up at the viewing box, her expression unchanging. My name is Dr. Sarah Chen, she called out calmly. I'm a xenobiologist and former trauma counselor, and I think there's been a misunderstanding about what humans are capable of. The Devourer's breathing had slowed, its posture relaxing for the first time since its creation. The aggressive enhancement chemicals flooding its system seemed to be neutralizing themselves in response to the human's presence. You see, Dr. Chen continued, still addressing the increasingly agitated alien audience, you've been testing the wrong human qualities. You showed us your warriors, your weapons, your capacity for destruction. You assumed that's what we would respond with in kind. She turned back to the Devourer, her hand still resting on its head. But we've learned something different. In our short time on Earth, sometimes the strongest thing you can do is recognize pain in another being and refuse to add to it. The creature's eyes had shifted to a soft blue now, and when it looked at Dr. Chen, there was something unmistakably grateful in its gaze. The beast isn't the monster here, she said, her voice carrying clearly through the stunned silence of the arena. The monster is the system that created it. That forced it to become something it never wanted to be. Ambassador Veltar's tentacles were thrashing now. Enough, guards! Remove the human! Restart the demonstration. But no guards moved. In the viewing boxes, alien dignitaries sat transfixed by the scene below. They had come expecting to witness humanity's weakness. Instead, they were observing something that challenged every assumption their civilizations had made about strength, power, and dominion. Dr. Chen looked up at them one more time. Earth's answer to your hegemony remains the same, she said. We decline your protection. We choose to remain free. And if you send monsters to change our minds, we'll do our best to heal them instead of fighting them. The Devourer stood slowly, its movements now careful and deliberate rather than predatory. It turned toward the arena exit, then paused to look back at the human who had freed it from its own engineered nightmare. Dr. Chen nodded. Go on, she said gently. Find who you really are. As the massive creature walked away, Ambassador Veltar finally found his voice. This changes nothing. We have fleets. We have weapons that could... You have weapons, Dr. Chen interrupted, her calm voice somehow carrying more authority than all his bluster. But we have something you don't understand. Something you can't program or engineer or conquer. She started walking toward the exit, her mission complete. We have hope. The arena fell silent once more, but this time the silence carried a different weight. In viewing boxes across the galaxy, alien leaders began to reconsider their assumptions about the small blue world and its stubborn inhabitants. The hegemony would not be making contact again anytime soon.